Swipe, 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 swipe. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Swerving, making plays, quick Ferrari red. Never out my zone, touchdown in my hands. Only fam around me, I can't have no friends. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. Ever since I was a teen, had prices on my head. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, ballpoint on the beat, ballpoint make them dance. Yeah, we came up from nothing, now we're making plans. Yeah, just picked up some bands, Tell her, ask it questions when I come and grind. On the run like a runaway. Only way is the money way. New chain, no jewelry. No games, don't fool me. 21, been a boss. Play the game, pay the cost. Heard your rolling TikTok. Need to get another watch. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says.
Hey guys, shout out to everybody in the chat. All right, I was just, as the music was going and starting in the intro, I wanted to put a little poll on my, on this live right now, okay? And it's going to be a very simple poll. Shout out to everybody. I'll welcome everybody here in a minute, but I don't want to lose my train of thought here on this poll. Very simple. It's a question for everybody in the chat. If you or your loved one, I'm typing as we're talking, become or are a victim of a crime, would you agree to be a emoji? And say like a YouTuber covers the story, right? YouTuber, I have to watch how many characters I can use here, covers story. Would you agree to be an emoji? The answer, we have a yes, no, and I'm going to add a maybe to keep my memory alive. This is a real question. I'm asking you guys because I'm about to post something here in a little bit. And so it's really a question to ask for everybody. Everybody said, heck no. Yo, guys, wait for the poll. See, and I accidentally, hopefully the poll showed up. You guys could see it. Did it show up? Everybody said no. Okay. Let me see. Okay, good. Everybody said no. Maybe to keep my, okay, look, you do have 12% that said maybe to keep my memory alive. Everybody's saying no. Oh, Diamond Cutter, shout out to you. I see you in the chat. I got like 3 devices running right now. Everybody said no. You guys, okay, so make sure you vote. I want to see. So far, and people are just now coming in, 38 people. This is a really good conversation, I think. And I wanted to have it because I have a little exclusive too with it. So everybody said no. Make sure you vote. Okay. So I had somebody, right, send me this little link, and I didn't even know. I was like, okay, let's check this little link out, right? I'm not familiar with this YouTuber. I don't have anything against her or anything, but I do find what I was sent a little kind of weirdish. But then at the same time, I wasn't really sure what to make of it, right? Let me share with you guys, okay? And I'm sure she's probably been called out about this shit. She probably doesn't give a shit. because it's making her money at this point, right? So there's a channel by the name of Mandolin. Okay, and this is not the channel we're talking about, but if you guys want to check out her channel, feel free. Her name is Mandolin, and she pointed this out. She did a little YouTube short and it said, "What the fuck, Zavgirl? Let's look at her membership perks. Congrats, you sold your soul." So I'm looking, and then you're looking at the membership perks, and you see pictures of Kylie Rodni. You see pictures of, like, I think one of those is Sean. You got Johnny Depp. You got who else? I mean, you have Kylie Rodni's definitely all over there, and then other children. Then you have Jolisa as well, who is a missing person. You have the kiddos here. My God, from the what's it called? The Doomsday Cult. The lady that killed her kids with Chad Daybell. Thank you. That situation. So these are membership perks. I have members on my channel, right? So I said, look, I said, let me just play the devil's advocate here, right? Like, there has to be a really good justification for this. This is that short. Mandolin, make sure you guys check out her channel. But this is a real thing. See, true crime people are putting pictures of victims, or at least people that are alleged victims, because we don't even know exactly what crimes, but they're putting them up there as membership emojis. So those that are my members, you guys have your emojis, right? And I was like, well, number one, I was thinking in my head, okay, like, did this creator contact the family to ask them, right? I asked you guys in the poll, would you consider, if you're a victim of a crime? Some of you guys said no. Okay, let me see where the poll's at right now. Looking at it right now. 88% said no. Nobody said yes. And then 12% said maybe. And maybe some of you guys are still voting, I'm thinking. Let me see if I can hit this poll again to refresh it. Okay, let's see. It's still the same. I got 33 votes and 48 people. Make sure you guys vote. So far, I have 88% that said no, and 12% said maybe, and not one person said yes. Yes. Would you agree to be an emoji on a channel? Nobody said yes, but 12% said maybe, to keep my memory alive. Okay. So my mind went to this, right? Well, is it possible that maybe this content creator possibly could have potentially contacted, the family, just to get some really good, I don't know, idea whether it was okay. Like, let's just play the devil's advocate, right? Let's not just go in on the attack and find this out and figure this out on our own, right? But then if that's the case, I mean, did we not all see everyone's Lindsay Rodney statement about Kylie Rodni and how she felt like social media was doing the family? Did we not hear that statement? Like, I'm just thinking in my head, did you contact Jolisa's family before putting her picture on an emoji, and did they agree to it? I don't know. I mean, she could have. The mother did say to stop. And it's crazy because what they did was they attacked the mother. So I said, well, let me go into this content creator's perks, right? So here I'm in the perks. I'm going to show you guys the perks, right? Let me remove myself. It's there. Okay, you see all the pictures, and she's probably adding more people, and so I guess these are people that she's covering on her content. Now, I understand people will cover whatever the hell they want to, do what you got to do, but I found it to be a little cringy, quite honestly, right? I was sitting there and I said, I don't want my face on an emoji. I don't want my child's face in an emoji. Why would it be okay to put somebody's face in an emoji that is not a YouTuber, let alone, like, I mean, some of these are children. Was there any type of consent to have them? And that's also behind a paywall, right? Like, you're paying $1.99 a month to use some of these badges and emojis and stuff like that. I'd like to understand. Now I said, well, okay, like, I don't really know this content creator like that. Again, giving her the benefit of the doubt, because I typically give people the benefit of the doubt. I went into her About Me page and I said, hold up. No, you don't. I said, wait a minute, girl. When I saw this right here, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate every single one of you. Kissy face. This is a true crime channel. I feel like it's really important to give victims of these tragic crimes a voice when they don't have one. I want to get the whole community involved by starting the discussion and gaining new insight by listening to what you all have to say. I have this passion for understanding human behavior, which drove me to study and receive my bachelor's in psychology. I said, oh, girl has a bachelor's in psychology. I know psychology. We're probably in the same, realm of understanding and study because I know psychology, right? Um, behavioral science it's a field that stretches all over the place, right? And then I saw that sentence. I want to get everyone involved. What does it say? I want to get the whole community involved by starting the discussion and gaining new insight by listening to what you all have to say, whether it's controversial or not. Okay, well, I get that. But I thought, and I said, well, if you have this background of psychology, it kind of makes you wonder, was there any thought process behind putting kids in emojis, right? Or victims of crimes? Or did you contact the family prior to doing that? And my mind is still there, right? Why don't we listen to, and this is a statement that has been released quite some time. This is Kylie Rodni's mother, right? Kylie Rodni's mother has been dragged. She's part of a conspiracy theory. She apparently is being accused of having to do something at this point. This woman, I mean, she's not a YouTuber, right? But she does call out people in her statement. Listen to her statement. And I think it's very important because it goes in line with, ooh, sorry, I don't want to repeat myself because it's going through. It goes in line with, some of the stuff that happens here, how we do people, how we treat people here. But hey, let's play it.
We are so grateful to have the opportunity to join together today with our friends, family, and community in Kylie's name. Though we gather together, grief and healing is such a personal and individual thing. Today we will honor Kylie in honoring each other and holding each other up as we grieve in our own ways. We'll laugh, dance, share stories, songs, and poetry, or maybe we'll cry in a corner or at the podium. It's all okay. We'll remember and we'll create new memories as we all learn how to move forward in a world where we miss her. We are so blessed to be able to miss her together and to walk together into tomorrow. The way that she has brought everyone together, even in death, is a legacy that I will cherish forever. I'm hearing stories about people wanting to be nicer to each other in her memory. Kylie's dear friend recently told her mom that before all of this happened, she thought the word community had no real meaning, that it didn't really exist. But after Kylie went missing, the way our community showed up in full force showed her that it in fact is so very real and so, so powerful. That kind of impact on our teens gives me hope. The demonstration of strength and togetherness and the way that they have an army of supporters standing behind them will carry them far as they enter adulthood. We would like to thank everyone who has come together to support us in what we hope will be the most difficult time of our lives. There's no way that we'll be able to ever return the kindness, generosity, and compassion that has been extended to us over the last month, but we will live the rest of our lives trying, and in that trying, Kylie will be with us, reminding us to be kind, laugh, and sing, and that sometimes it's even okay to cry. In closing, I want to thank our media friends for respecting our request to give us privacy while we celebrate my daughter today. Unfortunately, the social media frenzy has become such a monster that our teens are suffering, and we want to create a safe space for them to heal together without fear of something being taken out of context. To anyone who gains pleasure or satisfaction from commenting online, I ask you to take a moment to look inward and to try to recognize your motive. Remember the three gates that all words should flow through. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? I implore you to remember that there is honor in silence and there is kindness in minding your own business. You are talking about the death of my child, our community's child. It's time to let our children mourn their friend quietly, peacefully. I hope you can find other more beautiful and helpful ways to spend your time and remember Kylie. Call your mom, take a walk, pick up a new hobby. Please know we got this. Let her rest.
Yeah, and I would, just like the main cutter said, she said the mom is strange in my opinion. That the thing is how people grieve, how they're supposed to do stuff is often very well critiqued here in YouTube, right? How people, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? The parent shaming, the shaming of how you're supposed to actually do something or feel or take something, or even trying to put yourself in a situation in which you haven't been there, right? Or if you have, you want to make it very similar to this. And so then it kind of makes me wonder, well, damn, like if God forbid that anybody's children goes missing, right? Is this the way you would want to be treated? I think for me, especially in this last statement, last sentence that she made, it cuts deep and it's really meant for all of us. So then when I got that little picture of the emojis and stuff like that, I said, well, damn, you really don't consume what is being said by this mother, and you put those pictures out there as if there's something to decorate. To me, that's like a curse in itself. Blasphemous to a memory of somebody. Especially when they have asked, hey, you know what? Respect, be kind, silence is golden. Period. That's how it is. And she might have. I don't really know if it's the same lady. And this is not neither here nor there, because I know AWP. I mean, they did find the daughter. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but I'm specifically focused on the of using the pictures of those kids as emojis for channels, right? And allowing that as if this is some kind of a trophy for a content creator. That's the piece that kind of didn't settle. Now, I did ask you guys in that poll, where are we at with that poll right now? Everybody voted? It says one person just hit yes. The question was, if you or your loved one is a victim of a crime, YouTuber covers the story, would you agree to be an emoji? Someone said yes. 80% said no. 14% said maybe to keep my memory alive. Okay, because it does. I mean, it says something. Now, somebody got called. The creator did got call out about it, right? Like there was an email that was sent specifically to that creator, and we have that email over here. Shout out to the person that sent it to us. Okay, let me show it to you guys. Did I upload this email yet? Let's see if I can do that right now as we are speaking. Okay, I'm about to upload a picture for you guys. And another one. All right. So somebody from the YouTube streets, a subscriber, probably very, very likely. They did contact me and they forwarded me a message. They contacted that creator Zavgirl and said, hey, like, why would you do this? Why would you put these emojis up there, right? This is the message of them contacting me. They said, hey, I saw your post today about the emojis. I'm forwarding you an email conversation I had with Zavgirl. And she wrote Zach girl, but I think it's Zav with the V. It has her response to why she's exploiting these people on her emojis. Feel free to use if you need to redact my name. Thank you. So she forwards me, and the first message is this. This is what she sent to Zav girl. She said, what is wrong with you? Haven't you exploited Kylie enough? You sit there for hours on end throwing out bullshit about this case. Can you take a break? And the 6 or so emojis of Kylie is ridiculous. Making money off memberships for people to use then is beyond scummy. You need to take the ones with dead people. It's morbid and disgusting, and so are you. I said, God, oh my God. Now, I've had pretty nasty emails sent over to me, but that one right there was something else. That right there was something else. I said, damn, that kind of hurt even that one hurt my feelings a little bit. Michaela says, wow, something seems off about the whole thing. I didn't agree with Upchurch and still think he is wrong about some of it, but I don't think he's off as previously thought. I mean, I don't know. Why was she mad at AWP for finding her daughter? Like, what was the reasoning? I don't know if she was mad about that. I think she was mad about the video that was released that alluded to more, and then it led to more speculation. AWP has a YouTube channel, right? So of course they're gonna upload their stuff on their own paid wall. Like, yes, it was wonderful what they did. Shout out to them. But I think that so much of this has become people trying to make money and profit off of something, and this is the death of a young girl that, I mean, I wouldn't be able to know how to tell another mother how to feel because I've never been through that, but I am a mother and I can only imagine what that might feel. I don't ever want to know what that feels like, so I can understand the reaction a little bit. And let me, before I go to the other email where Zavgirl responds, because we're going to read that. Let me receive some of these comments. Let's see. Using pictures of any victim as an emoji is disgusting. Yeah. Let's see. What else? Okay. I think it was because they said it was foul play. Yeah, Saucy Sauce. I think that's what it was. And they got caught on camera saying this is foul play. And it led for other stuff to happen. I mean, it does happen. Maybe I'm being biased because I really like Zavgirl. I think she just talks out on different scenarios, and the emojis are just used to conversation. Okay, TT, and I'm gonna show you that. Okay, how would you think that Zavgirl would respond in this, right? And maybe she is thinking, and I'm playing devil's advocate right here. Whether you support the girl or Zavgirl or not, it's neither here nor there, right? But I did get sent this email. I have the other half. If somebody sends you an email and says, listen, this is what you're doing and you're beyond scummy, do you feel like there's a really good reason? TT, would you want yourself or your child on an emoji? Let's just keep it real. Is that what you would want? Because if you do, I mean, I completely get it. Totally. No problem there. But you let me know in the comments, do you feel like if you or your child, something were to happen, or if you don't have children, but say like a child that something would happen to you and or your child, would you have to, like, how would you react to that? How do you act to that? I don't know. I don't know. Michaela says, I don't know. I think about how I would feel for the person that found one of my children, and I feel I would be grateful for bringing my baby home. And that's a good point too, Michaela. And I wouldn't be mad if they thought it was foul play because I would want all angles looked at. Good point. Well taken. Right? And even Saucy Sauce saying, good point. I would have to agree with that. Kiva says, hey, Rabbit in chat, I'm late, but I would be furious if my deceased loved one as an emoji on social media. Yeah. See what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Wouldn't you want the courtesy to have somebody ask you before they put it up? You're one of the folks that said maybe. Thank you, TT. I love that you said maybe, because now I feel like I get a little bit more insight than just the poll, right? The poll is just one thing. I'm not sure if it actually happened. Who knows? It's a good combo though. Exactly. Thank you. Do the right thing says she would be sick. Sorry, but this is kind of sick. That you're right to feel. You're very much entitled to feel that way. One thing that we have to consider, and this is why when I was looking into Zavgirl and her about me, is you have to consider how all people around you feel. If you can hear both sides of a conversation, great. However, there's got to be a way to kind of pull from everything, right? But not everybody's entitled to disregard the family's wishes and continually go after them and the friends. Beyond blessed. I like that too. I would have to agree. See, this is what I'm talking about. I love having conversations when we can agree to disagree. Okay. So thank you for doing that in the chat. Now let me show you the other half to the email. Okay. So she says, this is Zavgirl's response, right? She says, it's to keep their memory alive. It's not to exploit. It was what my viewers voted on a while back to have the victims of the cases I cover, since I'm a true crime creator. It's to keep their memory alive and faces in our hearts. And I always have more emojis of the case I'm actually covering. And then when I cover a new case, I exchange them out. So having more of whatever case I'm talking about. When the members put them up, everyone can then see them. I wish YouTube offered custom emojis for everyone and not just for the members, but they don't. But at least everyone can see them. It's just to show our love. You know, there's a lot of creators covering these cases still. Why is everyone only focusing on me? The case is still an open case. There's news that still write articles and do videos and use pictures of Kylie. Why don't you go over there and complain too? There's probably gonna be movies and documentaries made using pics. Everyone does what they do, and I do the true crime. So yes, I'm going to talk about the cases and use pictures of the victims. It humanizes them and helps make a connection for people. If you don't like that sort of thing, you don't have to watch. But we all doing what we choose to do in this life. I choose to cover true crime cases. You don't have to like what I do. That's totally fine with me. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Have a great day, Zavgirl. Whew, that was an essay. What do you guys think about Zavgirl's response in that? Daisy girl, my member, she's like, I don't a crap. Do you mean I don't give a crap? I don't crap. I think you meant I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap about keeping the memories alive. That's up to the family to decide for me. I keep my daughter's memory alive in my own way. Oof. What do you guys think about Zavgirl's response? Wicker Crafter says, I would also want all angles looked at, but she doesn't need a gladiator-driven emoji to that. At Rabbit, I see. I mean, I see. Oof. Tell me what you guys think about Zavgirl's response. I don't buy it. I don't watch, but I'm still allowed to my opinion. Thanks, Zav. Yo, you guys are come on, guys. Okay, I see and can understand her point, but as for me, I couldn't honor the memory with an emoji. Commander says I'm 50-50. Damn. Wow. Okay. I mean, that could happen, right? Like you could be 50-50. That could happen. I was a little confused, okay? Beyond Bless says, I think she's trying to justify why she keeps the story going and using the image. Just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean you have to. When did she start using the emoji thing? Great question. I really don't know, Melissa. Did it start with Kylie Rodni or was it before that? Maybe that's a good question to kind of ask her, but that's a great question, I think. Beyond Bless, I think she's confused here a little because even her response, I said, okay, I understand. Like, let's be real. Was it before? Okay, TT, thank you for clarifying. Marie says her response was nice, but I don't agree with using a deceased person's picture as an emoji. All right, let me ask you guys a question. Now let's play the devil's advocate, okay? Because that's what we do here, right? Looking at things at all sides, okay? Let's challenge each other a little bit. What's the difference between what Zavgirl is doing versus what the media is doing? I mean, let's just be real. Obviously, if you're watching the news, they're going to use a picture of somebody, a deceased person or a missing person, a person of a crime is going to be up there. And as the case progresses, it's going to continue. Let me give you an example. Gabby Petito, right? Gabby Petito was a case that went on for a couple of months, right? And in my opinion, I mean, they had their picture everywhere. What's the difference between putting Gabby Petito's picture up and then having it as an emoji? I'm just kind of curious. I do believe that there is a justification, like Beyond Bless said. She's trying to justify her covering this cases, which is, okay, it's fine. But what is that middle ground? And how do you know that you're not pushing the envelope? right? I mean, I'm curious to know. Heather says it's disrespectful to the families and to the deceased missing person she's reporting and exploiting. I can't agree with all those creators covering cases excessively. Wrong is wrong, and she is wrong. Okay. Calling you out. Ooh, there's an account called Calling You Out. Shout out to you. And they listen, you went all caps, so I have to read your comment now. She says, she says, this is absolutely disgusting. No way should YouTube people no way should YouTube people should not use emojis. I'm so pissed. Respect Kylie's family, please. When she was using Jolisa's picture, I'm kind of wondering, I mean, was anybody contacted? Like, you know, can you do things in taste that way, right? Like, how do we meet in the middle? But then again, should that take away from her covering these cases if this is what she does? I don't know. You can look at this different ways, I think. Here Kitty Zav is making money from memberships to use them. Armory says there isn't much of a difference. Armory, are you talking about in reference to what's the difference between, say, the news media using a picture and using it excessively versus somebody like a member here, right? And any of my members can drop an emoji, and I have a picture of somebody. Like, what is the middle ground here? I guess that's, how do we know? What's the fine line? Hello, Haley says, for me, I feel a moral line is crossed with emojis. Come the fuck on. True. It could feel that. I mean, it's not something that I would do. I have an emoji with the rabbit with the middle finger. I mean, that's as far as I'll go, but I don't know if I could, like, I've been covering, for example, Marvon McCray. I don't feel like it would be right for me to put Marvon's face in an emoji, like, let alone Dre McCray or her children. I wouldn't do that. Personally, it wouldn't sit well with me. I wouldn't do that. But you guys let me know. They are not emojis that we can use to spur out a crowd. I support one person's. Okay. All right. One thing is covering a story and showing a picture, but using them as an emoji is too much, in my opinion. It could be. Emojis seem like it dumbs it down, I see, or something like that. I can't put my finger on it, but at the same time, it's cute. So I don't know. I mean, it can, but you guys, like the pictures so if you're a member of my channel, those little pictures, I actually had to size them down to an emoji. So it wasn't like an emoji was created and then I decided to use it. I had to create some of those emojis. So it's just, I don't know how I feel about it. So I had to bring it to you guys, and you guys let me know what you guys think. Make sure you vote. Kylie is being exploited, just like Marvon. Melissa, it would be different if there were updates. I would agree. I would agree, Melissa. A lot of people agree with you. The news, but let's not confuse this. You know, there's a difference between coverage and then the emojis, right? Like, yes, one is with the other, but you can have emojis without covering a case excessively. Beyond Bless says the news using an image in the story to me is just to put a face to the story. Making an emoji is exploiting. Beyond Bless, that I think you make another good point. Beyond Bless, I think a lot of people might agree with you on that one. Do the right thing. The use of emojis elicits a different feeling when a news story is using a picture of a victim while covering a story. Now, wait a minute. Kylie's mom said, you know what? Like, can you guys be nice? Can you guys stop exploiting this shit? Kylie's mom is calling this out. I would respect the mother's wishes as well. Like, even if I found things to be suspicious or if I didn't like her, whatever the case may be. Personally, I would respect that because I respect people that way. What's the difference? What's the fine balance? I mean, putting a victim in the emoji. I love your emojis, including the rabbit flipping the bird. Using a victim's face was wrong to me. I mean, right? In my opinion, Peg says, no, it's classless. Peg's like, look, no, it's classless, period. That's it. Nothing else. Hey, Miss Dailies, welcome. Daisy Girl says, in my opinion, emojis are a cartoon like to represent feelings, one's feelings. Big difference for a tragic story to a cartoon character, Miss Daisy Girl, or not Miss Daisy Girl, Daisy Girl. I got confused with Miss Dailies. I think you make a good point. That there is a difference. I mean, But an emoji doesn't always have to be a cartoon as well, so kind of keep that in mind. How do you feel about the Kim Kardashian speaking on behalf of victims? I don't know. How do I feel about Kim Kardashian speaking on behalf of victims? Behalf of victims of what exactly? Listen, I'd stay away from the Kardashians because I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like they create victims as well. Just being honest. Any person using a deceased person's picture excessively to make money is wrong. It doesn't matter whether it's the media or a Y2 or a YouTube creator, in my opinion. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion that. All right, let's keep reading this little email so we can get ahead here. So the email sender responds to Zavgirl, right? Said, there is nothing wrong. Sorry, I got baby bunny getting loud. Give me 1 second, guys. She wants to be part of the stream, right, Mama? All right, let's read the email. She says, there's nothing wrong with covering true crime cases. To sit for hours every day talking about the same thing is wrong. Can all you creators just honor Lindsay's wishes and let it rest for a while? There's nothing wrong. There's nothing new to talk about. I see. There's nothing new to talk about. I don't watch anyone's anymore because it's all speculation and BS about Kylie. Let the poor child rest in peace. When they give new information, then do a video. Start covering other people that need attention. Ooh. So this is the piece that I kind of got a little confused. Like, were they talking about the coverage piece, or were they talking about like the emojis, right? I guess what the emojis was one thing, but the coverage, maybe that's the problem. That's the problem that this person has, right? Yes, baby bunny is here. Absolutely, I stay away from the family. Period. Let's see. I'm looking up. Wicked Crafter says, right, Mama. Hold on. What if Molly made an emoji of a dono girl and used it in her chat, or Dre, or even KJ? It can inspire such hate. Where do we draw the moral line? Well, that's a moral question. I mean, assuming that everybody has the same morals and beliefs, right? It's something else. Yes. Make sure if you're a member, see, I have emojis. If you're a member, drop the Baby Bunny CEO when you hear Baby Bunny, because that just tells you Baby Bunny is the CEO of the channel. Right, Mama? Okay. Let's see. There was another really good comment here. TT says, question, is there a difference with creators using emojis for like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? And I agree with you on the Kardashians. TT, the Kardashians have created victims, period. That's just my thought. I don't know. Because it just, I don't know. Anyways, well, that's a good question. Why don't we ask everybody? Is there a difference between the creators using emojis like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? I mean, do people even see Amber Heard as a victim? I mean, clearly, she embellished and likely was, Johnny Depp is free, right? Like, he's not being sued. Like, he's fine. He's fine. I mean, he survived it. But as far as Amber Heard, okay, like, do people see her as a victim? Would it be okay for me to use an Amber Heard emoji and to, just talk about her story and how she lied or how she did X, Y, and Z? Like, would that be bad of me to do? Would that be bad of me to do? I guess that's my question to everybody. Peg says, I think there's a difference between being alive or dead. True. But I don't know. I mean, I think it prompts a really good conversation. I get the whole emoji thing and the difference of the opinion. However, I feel like each creator has the right to cover what they want and how much. They have the choice to watch right. And you know what, TT? I agree. I agree to a certain extent. But I think that I don't know. I go back and forth on this a little bit because I think that some of this can be very exploitive, and some of it does have to be called out. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order to avoid people creating victims, right? Like, we need to be able to call some of this out, but there's no rules on YouTube, right? People do whatever the heck they want to, and that's just how I see it. And Melissa Robbins says, no, Amber Heard's not a victim. If you talk about it all around trail months, not months later, for hours, I see. Celebrities are a different expectation of publicity. Yeah, they are. Beyond Bliss says, I think the person sending the email is just fed up with the coverage of Kylie. The other day, they said that the mom was covering for the teenager. I think the emoji thing was just the last straw. Could be, guys, but people still pay for it. People still pay for it, right? Like, they do pay for stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, guys. So I just brought it up and said, having a really good conversation. It's not something that I would do, but you think about it. I mean, how would you feel? And you don't even have a choice. She's making spitting noises. Mama, you making spitting noises? She's making spitting noises. Mommy. How would you guys feel? Okay. You become, a victim of a crime. Okay. And a creator decides to cover your story. And there's no it doesn't look like there was consultation with the family or approval or anything. Typically, I like to get some kind of approval, right? Or something, at least try if I can't. How would you all feel if you became the next emoji, or your child became the next emoji? And that's really what we have to think about it. Until it happens to you, then we really can't say or know what. Morally, some of us don't like it, but it does happen. I don't know if the family can sue. I don't know. I don't know. If my husband was dead or in a coma or a victim of a tragic story, yeah, I'd be pissed. Exactly. So it's one of those things where it's like, until it happens to you, then you can really understand what that feels like, right? I drive thing, it's better, but I drive. What did you mean to say? I drive think it's right? You mean I don't think it's right, but it would even be better if it was free emojis, but to profit off of it's a whole Michaela, great point. Sorry, I had to decipher your stuff there. I would be heartbroken and mad, Marie. Everybody has a different feeling about it. So I thought it was a good point of conversation, okay? You let me know what you guys think. I was coming up quick to talk a little bit about this and just had this little email. And let me know what your thoughts are. And again, this is not to necessarily trash or bash Zavgirl. You guys follow who you want. Definitely it's not something that I would do. To each his own, right, Mama? To each his own. Because when it happens to you, it's a little bit different. I would not want my kids' pictures on emojis. But then again, it is what it is. Ditzy Diva says, as a recent widow, I'd be furious. Huh? Like I said, until it happens to you, then that's when people will want to speak out. Otherwise, then they don't. All right, guys, you guys have a great rest of your night. Shout out to all the members. Thank you so much. I just wanted to have a conversation with all my subscribers and my members. Rabbits out.